Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a great day wherever you guys are from. And today we have another Bitcoin price prediction, and this one is quite important because after Bitcoin fell almost 25% to the downside, we've started to see some of these key resistance levels start to break on Bitcoin, like the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, and of course the resistance of this falling wedge that we have over the past week or so on Bitcoin. So today what I want to do is break this down and talk about how this could be the precipice or the start of an even greater run to happen on Bitcoin. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this guy. So of course, with Bitcoin having this giant falling wedge and me always talking about these EMAs, this was a little bit of a scary thing to start seeing these EMAs turn into resistance on Bitcoin, especially when we had this fake out down here where really the 200 EMA on this 4-hour time scale started to break. Now, what we can see is we actually had 3 touches on the support, our first, second, and third. And so what this actually ended up turning into, instead of some sort of a descending triangle, was a falling wedge, which is actually a bullish formation and continuation pattern. Now, since then, of course, we've broken out, or we've really held support, broken all of the resistance levels that we've had, and we are now using this 50 EMA on Bitcoin as support again. Now, this is a really, really good sign to me. And on top of that, we cleared this local high of around $48,000, and now we are pushing back up to that $50,000 range. So now that we're using this 50 EMA support, the last major resistance levels that I see on Bitcoin are around 51,500, which is this next local high, which is where we tested the 50 EMA's resistance. Then we're going to have our previous support now turn resistance range of around 55,000, and then of course the all-time high of around 58,500. Now, I believe that if Bitcoin is able to break this range of around 51 to 52,000, I really don't see anything stopping it from going back up to 55,000, which is a pretty free low move of about 50, or excuse me, not 50, of around $3,000 to the upside. Otherwise, if we want to draw this out as a percentage, probably a free, 8% in my opinion. Now, again, nothing I say is legal, financial, or tax advice. I feel like I have to throw that in there. But Bitcoin is looking really, really strong right here. Again, the double touch point of support, what I see this as is a break, hook, and go formation. And so not only is this support the 50 EMA, but you also have the previous top, the previous resistance, now turn support on Bitcoin. And again, this is just leading me to believe that this is just an even more bullish case scenario. Again, the 4 hours looking textbook and beautiful on Bitcoin, and from someone who was very concerned about this level of Bitcoin and where we were potentially heading to, I think it's really, really good to see this much buying pressure and these many levels of resistance broken in such a textbook and just classic manner. I mean, if you're going to build your way back up and make a case that this thing is going to turn bullish, this is exactly the way that I would want to see it, with former resistance turning support, and then of course breaking above all these EMAs, breaking out with good volume, breaking out with good price action. I think that there's definitely just a lot of things going Bitcoin's way right here, and the chart is showing that. So as Bitcoin approaches this next level of resistance, I think that there are not too many downsides that I see on Bitcoin right now. I think that volume could be a little bit better, but the main thing that I'm looking at over here is the MACD. Again, the MACD, this is the highest the MACD has been since February 8th. So almost a month, about a week off of a month. So the highest has been in just about 3 or 4 weeks now, which is always a good thing to see. The RSI, on the other hand, over here is showing consistently higher swing lows, which is another thing that you like to see on this 4-hour time scale. Now, I will be interested to see if we have a lower swing high up here on this RSI. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We have started to see a little bit of that happening over in here, but again, nothing too dangerous as of yet, especially with these higher swing lows happening over the end of February, pushing us into March. Moving us over to the daily, I think that this is one of the best arguments that you have for Bitcoin right now, is that the MACD has just rounded out from the bottom side and is now heading back upwards. And on top of that, we have an absolute beautiful bounce off of this 50 EMA, off of this daily time scale. Now, again, excuse me, this is one of the reasons why I think that this was such a crucial support for Bitcoin. You had the local previous high, which is now formally resistance turned support, and then of course you have this 50 EMA on this daily time scale, and we saw a bounce already, if we want to measure this out, a bounce of already 15, almost 16% on Bitcoin. Now, that's a lot of good buying pressure. That's what you want to see if you are any kind of a bull on Bitcoin right now. Again, I've said it before on this video, but this is looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Now, we're going to have to see where these resistance levels really are. We're going to have to see where this wants to stop and maybe pull back a little bit. And then, you know, if we even retest this 50 EMA, obviously there's a lot of what ifs here. Volume is still falling off on this daily timescale, as you guys can see. Still makes me a little bit nervous, but this is exactly what we did last time before we started going through to new all-time highs. We hit an all-time high of $42,000, came down, tested the 50 EMA, bounced off of it, and then shot up to a new all-time high. Now we can go ahead and measure out that from the last time we bounced off of the 50 EMA, if we want to measure this, from the last time we bounced from the 50 EMA, we went up 100% from where we bounced off of the 50 EMA at. So if we are going to say that Bitcoin would do the same exact concept that it has done before, and we want to measure 100% from here, then we would certainly have to make our chart just a little bit smaller, because the upside would look something like this, bringing us to around $85,000. Now, obviously, history doesn't always repeat itself, but if we are copying anything like what we have done over the recent time periods, and we bounce off of this 50 EMA, that could be the next price prediction for us moving forward. But again, that's kind of just a theory that's thrown out there, so kind of take that one with a grain of salt. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I'm going to go ahead and round this up here because there is not too much more to talk about. And I like to keep this as real and action-packed as possible without rambling over and covering the same things, you know, 3, 4, 5 times in a single video. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I do content like this. I try to do it all the time. So if you guys liked it, maybe share it with a friend, hit that subscribe button, and comment what you guys think about Bitcoin in the comment section down below, because I am always interested to see what you guys have to say. I love your guys' insight, and if you guys want to join the Discord, it's completely free. There's a link to that in the description down below, and you guys can join that as well. Once again, guys, thank all of you guys who watched this. I really appreciate it, and I'll see all of you in the next video.